Yes, we can see you.
Okay, okay, all right. So today, the topic I have before me here to share with you all is the topic is building is not enough. The missing skill in tech careers, and this is something that okay. So the topic once again is building is not enough. The missing skill in tech careers, and we all know that in tech many people are always about keep building projects, keep improving yourself, keep subjecting yourself to different learning routines and all. But there is a particular skill that not many people are talking about, and that is what we call visibility. Many people learn new skills, many people build projects, many people improve constantly from time to time, but not everyone advance, and that is because they are not showing their skill, because the skill that you have is not enough to create this opportunity. And if you want to go far in tech, if you want to go far in tech, building will not take you far, so to say. It is visibility that will do. Okay, so now the reality in tech, yes. You will see, hardly will you see anybody in tech that does not have a strong portfolio, that does not have a project that they have built, that does not have this solid technical knowledge, that does not have this. But what differentiates us, what differentiates one tech fellow from the other tech fellow is the speed, and that comes from raw talent, that comes from you showing what you can build, you showing everybody what you can do, not just building at the back end, but showing what you truly can do. Now, the missing skill is this visibility in a simple form. It is visibility, and this visibility has to do with explaining your work, make the why and how obvious. That is, why are you building this? How did you build this? Make it obvious to people to see. And then you should also show what you build. You should demonstrate your outcomes. You should not just the efforts that you put into it. You should also show the things that you did and the outcomes that came out of it. Then you should also document every process. Let's say you started from the prototype to testing to deployment. All these things, as you are documenting them, you are also showing them. You should capture every decision that you have made at any point in time and all the lessons that you have learned as well. Now, why does visibility matters? Visibility matters because it brings you, it helps people to notice you. And when people notice you, it brings what we call opportunity. You know, let's say you can build this. You are the only one that know you can build this if people cannot see it. So people need to discover your work to be able to act on your work, to be able to make a decision. And then after they have noticed you, they have given you the opportunity, and you have done your best, you have proven yourself that you can actually do this. Then they start recommending you, they start referring you, they start, and it makes this referral very easier because let's say, for example, I need the service of a software developer and I can't see evidence to prove that this person is really good. This person knows his onions. So I would need to see things that will make me to really go for the person. Even if somebody is referring him to me, I want to check first. So when you are visible, when you make every process of your work to be visible to people, they will be able to refer you, and the referring will be very easier for them to do. Another thing is that it also builds trust. When people refer you, you do your work, and then people will start developing trust in you. They will believe in what you can do. It will build this confidence, and you will have access to even speak at places that you don't even think you can ever speak at. Now, let's take for example, we have the tech founders, okay? Now, tech founders, let's say for example, Mark Zuckerberg. you will notice that one thing is peculiar about these people. Let's say Mark Zuckerberg, let's say the CEO for Anthropod, all these CEO, what they do is that they don't just build at the back end, they also market their self. I'm sorry, I don't want to use the word marketing, but one way or the other, visibility is more or less like you're marketing yourself. So these successful founders, tech founders, they don't just build, they also tell their story. They talk at tech talks, they grant interviews, they share their ideas, they explain their value, they communicate their vision, what they want to do in the next future, they communicate. Now, this I drew this process flow here. What you do, okay, what you did, the implemented targeted solution will lead to the problem solved. Then it will now lead to the outcome and the impact, whereby people will start adopting, and then people will see that, oh, you are really efficient. So this thing actually makes it simple for your action to lead to your problem solved, then to the result. So this help people to see your value fast. When you document what you did, the problem you solve with what you did, and then the outcome and the impact it has on the society. Okay, the next slide, please. So what this looks like is that when you are keen on showing your work, okay, you share your project. How do you do it? What does it look like? If you want to share your project, how is it supposed to look like? One, you need to share your project. It could be a short summary of your work. It could be just a clear demo, maybe a small demo, a prototype of your work. And then you summarize the things, the process that you undergone in order to you undergo rather, in order to achieve that. And then you explain the learnings. You keep short notes. It could be weekly short notes. And one thing I want to say is that when you can do something, there is no little win, okay? That actually shows what we can do, and not just when we can achieve this thing. Like, I mean, not when we have finally solved the problem. The steps that are taken to solve this problem. There's a saying that we should not forget the days of our little beginning. We should not forget the days of our little beginning. So therefore, we should document these things weekly, week short notes or daily short notes. Then you show the problem you solve. You show the highlights, the the demos that you build from it. And one thing I want you to know is that when you are showing your work, you are not showing off, okay? Because there are some times that we want to, the kind of society we find ourselves, especially in Nigeria, when you tend to show yourself. I remember there was a time I was I was under I was a fellow under a particular tech firm then, and I the tech firm told me to deploy my work, that is, I should keep showing my work on on Facebook. At first I didn't really want to do that because I feel that I have people who are close to me on Facebook, and I wouldn't want them to see that I'm showing up. Sort of, I had to relate it with a friend then, and she was like, "Oh, can't they just let you do it on LinkedIn instead of Facebook? Because people will see it as you are showing off. They will be like, where you are showing what you can do. Whereas these things matter. And that is why when you go to LinkedIn, people don't care on LinkedIn. So visibility is not about showing off. It is clarity. It is not noise. It just makes your work to be understandable by the wide audience. It helps people. It helps hiring teams to evaluate your work faster. It helps peer to collaborate more easily. And leaders trust visibility and not the outcomes. So, so that is all I have to say today. So how do you start? You start by sharing weekly. You show maybe a short insight each week about your work. You document projects. You explain outcomes. What problem did you fix? What are the impacts that your problem has made? And then you should also be consistent, because you go from progress to perfection. The more you show your work, the more you document things that you do, the more you will be perfect in these things that you are building. So that is why I say building is not enough. Visibility is what matters, because it is one thing to build, it is another thing for people to know what you can actually do. Thank you. So before I ask my question, you can all see the question on the screen already, but I don't know if anybody has a question for me.